Hi, welcome back to Finally Revealed in episode 29 of Be the Change. In this week's episode, I want to talk about pursuing your change and dealing with uncertainty. No matter what your change is, again, whether it's brought from within or it is a reaction to changing circumstances or a reevaluation and a change in direction, you make the decision to go forward and create a change or effect a change if it's on an organization or business that you already have, or your family or your lifestyle. And there are bound to be times when you feel uncertain, when you question yourself, when you're not sure if should I have started on this, or is it really something I want to do? Or most likely the uncertainty is going to be, is this going to work? And I want to help you embrace the uncertainty because we're never done. It's never over. We're continuing to grow all the time and nothing ever stays the same. So there's no real end point. It's just the next chapter and the next chapter after that. And so really dealing with uncertainty is dealing with the fact that things are always changing. But the good news is nothing terrible lasts forever. Look back and there are sayings that you've encountered your worst days, your record, if you're here listening to me, your record for dealing with your worst days is 100% because you're still here, you live another day, you go forward, and you have new opportunities. You can pick and choose what you have liked that you've been doing so far. Look at how that has been working out. New things come in all the time. Those can be added to the recipe or the equation, and you put it into the mix and lay it all out there, and then modify your course or stay on the course that you have for a little while longer. A person that I really get a lot of entertainment out of and a lot of really good business sense out of is Sara Blakely. She invented Spanx and owns that company. She gives lots of speeches and they're very entertaining, and she talks about talking to the universe and getting information in and incorporating it. One of the things she talks about when she was a young girl, and her brother is also an entrepreneur, is that they sat around at the dinner table and her father would ask the kids, tell me about your failures today. And she talks about it as it's not he's not trying to say you were bad or you were terrible or you made a mistake. The point that he raised to them and instilled in them is that it's good to try new things, try things, and see what happens. Because it's only by trying something new that you can make a mistake, or it goes in a direction that you don't anticipate, or you try something, like an experiment. You put something together and it's not quite right the first time. There are stories about Thomas Edison and how many tries it took him before he invented the electric light bulb. There are others who talk about encouraging people, and basically today I'm talking to you about encouraging yourself and getting through the uncertainty. You look at a small child, and when they are a toddler, they're just starting to walk. And when they get up the first time and they hang on to something and they try to get their balance and then they fall back, you don't say, you dummy, you're never gonna walk. It takes multiple tries and it takes time. Not to say that it always takes multiple tries. You can hit a home run. And as you develop your instincts and your know-how and where you're going, you can effect success faster, especially in a particular area if you've tried and tried and tried and tried, and then you have a breakthrough. Then if you put those pieces together and it relates to something else you can apply it to, you can find your own formula and go forward. But that's where the uncertainty is beneficial for. One of my favorite, it's not so much a ride at Six Flags or an amusement park as it is a little activity. You get inside those old-fashioned cars. And as a kid, I thought that was great to be able to drive a car. The wheels actually are on the pavement, but there is something in the center bottom of the car so that kids can drive it, and it's not going to veer off the designated little miniature road. We want to have that safety net And we don't have that safety net. That's just the truth. Nothing is certain that you are not going to get hurt or you're not going to make a mistake. And so that not knowing and that uncertainty can give you a bad feeling or make you nervous. It brings to mind a story of when I was working in a law firm and a partner of mine and I were working on a case. We had some questions on different aspects of it, and we assigned that research to one of the other attorneys. And we said, can you please, here's the question and here are the facts, can you go and tell us which way, what are our options and which way we should go or we should recommend. So we gave the question to this other attorney, and as my partner and I were going over where we were on the status of our case and what information we were going to talk with the client about next, and going through what information I had, what information he had, and were there any other gaps? Did we have everything we needed? We discovered this piece that we had assigned to the other attorney we didn't have back yet, and we didn't know why. So I went in and I said, I'll go follow up. And I said, how are you doing on this? And he said, I'm still working on it. Well, he had had it for a while. So we said, we really need to evaluate and we need to keep moving on this. Can you come in and tell us where you were? And this is where it got funny, because he had reviewed and researched. And he said, okay, there's nothing exactly like this, but as we do, we have cases that are similar. So some are similar in one aspect, some are similar in another aspect. So he started telling us, okay, tell us what's the same and what's different, and then how the court went. So as he went through this, we started not laughing at him, but just smiling, because he said, well, on the one hand, you can do this. On the other hand, you could do this. On the other hand, this other court said this. On the other hand, this other... So he went on, and we had to stop him and say, we have to come up with a couple of options. We have to synthesize this and come up with a couple of options. We can't go into a client or to a court and say, this is the answer, and give them 25 pieces. So the same thing with you and your uncertainty, and all of us in our different change and our uncertainty. We try, we experiment, we may make a mistake, we try again, we rearrange, we make another attempt, but overall we learn. So if you can take the life or death feeling out of it, where you're an instant failure because you decided on a great new product and you started out, and when you did some market research, you found something that already satisfied that need and you can't improve upon it, and so you're discouraged and now you just want to give up everything. Well, was it really about that particular product, or were you trying to do something on your own? Were you trying to help people? Were you trying to innovate? Look at it again. See, there are lots of products that are similar. Look at it again. Can you make it even better? Can you make another component that might go with it that would make it better? Can you go in a completely different direction? Don't give up. You can make whatever you want to make happen. And the uncertainty part is really the adventure. You're in the middle of the movie. And so the joy truly is in the journey. And if we let ourselves off the hook and we relax into it a little bit and see it as a puzzle, see it as an adventure, you can look ahead on everything that you're afraid of in an uncertain situation and say, what is the worst thing that can happen? But I think that is good for big things and bigger decisions, but on a day-to-day basis, that is going to take even more brain power and cause you more anxiety and angst than just saying, look, we're going to try it. And the more flexible you can be to realize that sometimes you're going to try it, hey, that's going to work. Sometimes you're going to try it and hey, that's going to work, and then you're going to go further, and then you might have to come back and make an adjustment. I like to say life is a spiral. It's not a straight line. You've seen those drawings where they say you want to go from here to here, and you think it's a straight line and it goes all over the place. And that's really our experience in life. You get the information that you feel like you can trust, and you do the best that you can, and then you work with it. And if you need to get something new, back up and do that. If you need to make a change, back up and do that. Give yourself a break. Take off those burdens and the pressure, especially when you're doing something new. Enjoy it and embrace the uncertainty. If this was helpful or gave you something to think about, give me a thumbs up. Share this with someone who might need some encouragement and is really being hard on themselves, whether they're doing something that they're always doing or they're trying something new. It applies both ways. Subscribe to see the other videos and come back and see me next time. Thanks for watching.